Hello. Now, I've just read a tweet, and if it's true, I am gobsmacked that this isn't breaking news across every news broadcaster, every paper, every internet news broadcaster, paper, platform, whatever you want to call it. Because if it is true, it is astounding. And I know sort of politically we often think every day that's the most astounding thing I could hear. They can't get any worse. It can't be any worse. It isn't any worse. And then something else happens and you go, okay, that was more astounding than that one. Well, this one, I've had to read it about 15 times. So I'm going to read it to you, see what you think. This is a tweet by Dominic Cummings. We all know Dominic Cummings. And Dominic says, it's important to register on the gangs. The government is refusing to authorise investigation of police, social workers, etc., who worked with the gangs. They're stopping, in inverted commas, the inquiry looking at the Whitehall cover-ups. There's obviously no justification for this other than continuing the cover-ups to maintain the old regime. But in doing this, they're burying the credibility of the old regime, not saving it. There's lots of response on there, as you'd imagine. So that's a tweet. Go on X if you want to have a look at it and see it and have a look at everybody's responses. And I feel because it's come from Dominic Cummings, and I mean, obviously you can all turn around and go, well, he's not exactly known for telling the truth. We all remember his little COVID holiday, don't we? But what's his real motivation for not telling the truth on this? What's his real motivation? What's his skin in the game on this? Now everybody's got some skin in the game, but I'm trying to work out why Dominic Cummings would just make that up. And the conclusion I'm coming to is I don't think he would. So if that is true and the government is limiting the investigation into the rape gangs, I mean, that's massive. That's absolutely massive. And let's park politics for a second. Let's park all the arguments that will ensue on this. And let's think of why this investigation is even going ahead. And it is going ahead because of the systematic grooming and rape of children. So I heard some of the case studies being read out in Parliament, and I felt sick to my core about what some of these young girls had been through. And being an ex-journalist and having worked in news for many, many years, I've heard a lot. And this, I think, is the worst I've ever heard. It is medieval. And so to hear that, and then have a rumour that the government is going to limit the investigation, we'll call it that at the minute whilst we find out all of our facts, let's stick with limit, I'm appalled. And I didn't think I could be more appalled with this government. I didn't think there was anything that they could do that would make my jaw drop on the floor. But we are talking, as I said, about the systematic abuse and rape and grooming of children in this country. How that cannot be a full investigation beggars. I'm really struggling for words on this. I'm really struggling to compose my thoughts because as a human and as a parent, I am lost for words. I'm genuinely lost for words. So we're going to see how this rolls out. We're going to see where this goes. I'm going to follow this very, very closely. I'm going to follow Dominic Cummings' reaction. He's had a lot of reaction to his tweet. I'm going to see what happens with other... I don't know why that thing keeps coming up. I'm going to see what happens with other politicians as they react to this, because they will be seeing this. I say other politicians, obviously Dominic Cummings isn't a politician, but you know what I mean. I'm going to see what the reaction to this is, but it cannot be true. And if it is true, it cannot be allowed to happen. These victims deserve the fullest investigation into how this was allowed to happen. It's, I can't tell you. If you haven't heard some of the case studies, do you know what? Don't. But it's base. So have a look on X. Dominic Cummings has tweeted that he thinks this is not going to be a full inquiry into the rape gangs. And that, for me, horrific.